Now, for those of you who were here last year, you might remember Jim from Anoka. I think he might have been up here a little bit earlier. Jim from Anoka, that was a joke about Jim Abler, the senator who was up here. If I'm going to have to work at this is not going to be near as good as what it's been in the past. You got to remember, I'm a Republican, so what I'm reading, it's got a whole bunch of pictures. It takes me a second. Sorry, sweetheart, I've already gone off script. So, Jim from Anoka writes, "It's me again. 2 years ago, I asked you how you liked your first 100 days in Congress. Last year, I asked you how you liked your previous year. So, in the spirit of tradition, Congressman, how has this year been for you?" Well, Jim, where do I start? You might appreciate this. I am so sick of winning right now, you have no idea. One thing I can say without qualification, and probably one of the things you and me, Jim, and all Minnesotans should be most proud of, is the fact that the Minnesota congressional delegation does get along very well with each other. We actually work together. Take, for example, my colleague Keith Ellison and I, who you just saw up here. You know, he's a pretty big deal, Keith Ellison. He's a pretty big deal, yeah. You might have heard, I think he just reminded us, Keith ran for the Democratic National Committee chair a few months ago. In the true Minnesota spirit, and to show you how well we can and do work together, I did everything I could to help Keith win. I even endorsed Tom Perez, for goodness sakes. I don't know what more I could have done. Jim, since you wrote last year, we do have a new member of the Minnesota congressional delegation. Jason Lewis has joined the delegation. And in March... All right, that counts for 2 town halls. All right, Emmer's up to 3. This is going to be a good year. In March, I took Jason and a group of new members to Cuba to convince them to sign on to the bill that Amy Klobuchar has in the Senate and what I'm doing in the House to lift the embargo on Cuba. I got to get back in the senator's good graces, so I'm going to keep it up. It was a great and eye-opening experience. The only complaint about our Cuba trip was the brutality that we saw at the end of the trip. But don't worry. The organizers of the trip have apologized for putting us on United Airlines, and we won't be doing that again.